Going live during Game 5, I believe it is, of the World Series to talk, well, NFL football. I don't care about the Rangers. I don't care about the Diamondbacks. All I care about is hanging out with Hashtag Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hashtag Sports and welcome to the Week 9 edition of Razor Sharp Picks. Again, guys, you can look down at the bottom of the screen, see how I did not just last week, but during this season so far. Really wish we were doing better at this point, right? Really want to take a look at ourselves. I'm going to take a look at myself, especially, and say, should I be betting? Now, luckily, I'm only down 1 unit, so it's not like it's going miserably bad for me this season. But you look at some of these other guys, and they're doing pretty well for themselves. So, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Also, let me know in the comment section what are your picks for this weekend, week 9, a big week. Guys, there are 9 games that have a spread of 3.5 or less. So Vegas thinks there are going to be some close ones. That has me a little scared, thinking that I might not do so well this week. We have a game in Germany this week. We have some new quarterbacks this week. It is going to be a crazy week in the NFL, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it, and I'm gonna be right here for that Sunday night football game between our Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. It might be a fun game, but I might disappoint some of you in my prediction here in a little bit. But it starts with Thursday night football, just like it always does, just like it always has, just like it always will. It hasn't always done that, but it seems like it's been forever. We also know Week 18 there won't be any Thursday night games either. But right now, Week 9, we have a Thursday night football game between the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, Ryan Tannehill, he might have to stay injured for a little bit because the Tennessee Titans may have moved on from him officially after the game. They got their quarterback last week. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Welcome to Hashtag Sports. Let me know your picks as we go down each individual matchup. Just starting off with the Thursday night matchup, the Steelers are 2.5-point favorites against the Tennessee Titans. Again, the Titans coming in after a big win last week. Will Levis throwing 3 big touchdowns for the Titans. The Steelers have some health issues going on, but if there's one thing I can rely on when it comes to sports betting, or at least a good majority of the time, it's 2 things. It's Mike Tomlin going against rookie quarterbacks, Mike Tomlin at home on a short week, Mike Tomlin at home after a tough loss. Those are 3 things that really, if you look at the betting odds, are big time in favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And listen, the Titans did fine last week, right? They got to win a game that they probably were supposed to win, and they were able to pull it off against, I think, the Falcons last week, right? Well, the team they go up against on Thursday, completely different animal. You think about T.J. Watt. You think about this Pittsburgh Steelers front 7. You think about how they can get to the quarterback. You think about all the different things this Steelers defense can do. It means a lot of trouble for the Tennessee Titans. I don't care if it's Ryan Tannehill. I don't care if it's their young new quarterback. I don't care who it is. It means that they're going to be in trouble on Thursday night. I truly believe that. I see that Cameron believes that too. He picked the Steelers to win this matchup. I'm picking the Steelers to win the Thursday night matchup. Again, Steelers win this game. Steelers cover a 2.5-point spread. Should be a great way to start off the week. Then you go to Sunday, and we're back to the international series as I have up here. If you saw a thumbnail, I put the international series on here because we're back. And what a big game. Your first game in a new location in Germany, and you have the top 2 teams record-wise in the AFC going at it. The 6-2 Miami Dolphins going against the 6-2 Kansas City Chiefs should be a fun one. The Chiefs coming off a disappointing loss to the Denver Broncos last week in Denver. Again, those road divisional matchups, always tough, right? Miami Dolphins coming off another big win against a divisional foe in the New England Patriots. So a big win for the Dolphins. I also believe that one was on the road, if I'm not mistaken. So big divisional win for the Dolphins. Bad divisional loss for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are listed as the home team, but we don't know what to expect. What kind of crowd are we going to have in Germany? They might be pro Miami. They might be pro KC. They might just be happy to be there. who knows what we are going to see. But I think we are going to see a pretty good ball game, and a ball game that if you're a Bills fan, you don't really know who to cheer for. And I think that this game, it's a 1-point spread right now by Vegas, and yeah, this game could really go either way. Now, if you're looking at this analytically, you look at the Miami Dolphins, you realize they have not beaten a team with a winning record yet this season. They've gone up against two teams with a winning record, and those are their two losses. But again, this is Germany. This is a completely different animal, right? When I think about the London games, when I think about the international games, I don't put nearly as much stock into them as, well, some people in the media, some of you at home, and just overall, I just don't. I mean, I know they count against your record all the same, but you don't know what traveling plans are like. You don't know what food or what other thing, weight room, what field conditions are like. You don't know any of those things are going to be like in Germany. So who knows how this game is going to go. I see Mahomes and the Chiefs bouncing back after a loss, winning this game, covering the 1-point spread. But again, would not be surprised at all if we saw the Kansas City Chiefs lose this matchup to the Miami Dolphins. Then you go to the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. We start with the Rams going into Lambeau Field, going against the Green Bay Packers. Listen, this Packers team's struggling. And then they need a win badly. They really need to win badly. But the Rams team also kind of struggling a little bit, right? We saw them play pretty well last week, but not good enough. Just not good enough to get the job done. I think this Rams team is a little bit better than Green Bay, personally. I think they have the talent. Matthew Stafford's still there. He's still doing his thing. Matthew Stafford caught a ball for a touchdown was it a touchdown or a conversion last week? I think it was a touchdown. So good for him there. I think that the Rams are just a little bit better team. Packers come into this game at home as 3-point favorites. I don't understand that, but there might be something to that. I think that Stafford also is a little banged up right now, and that might also be reading into this. The Packers, like I said, desperate for this win. I think that Matt LaFleur is a good head coach, and I think he's able to figure out a game plan. Even though, like I said, I think the Rams are the better team on paper, I think that the Packers find a way at home to get it done. Packers win this game. The Rams cover a 3-point spread. Close contest at Lambeau Field. Then you go to the Patriots, AFC's rival New England Patriots, going against the Washington Commanders. Can't wait for Sunday night. Going to be a good game. It absolutely is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to give you my prediction as we get down to that game. Let me know who you think is going to win that one, Garrett Hall, in the comment section. And again, guys, Sunday night, half an hour before kickoff, I'm going to be joining you live, give you live play-by-play and reaction. If you've seen my videos before, you know I give crazy reactions, whether it be happy, sad, whatever the case might be, aggravated. They're all going to come out on Sunday night, so make sure you're tuning in. But we talk about this Patriots game. This Patriots team starting to play a little bit better. And if you follow my streams, if you follow these lives, you know that I am not a Washington Commanders believer. I know they played Philly tough. They always play Philly tough. It's like the Jacksonville Jaguars always beating the Bills. The Philadelphia Eagles always struggle against the Washington Commanders. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. At least in their case, it's a divisional rival type thing. The Commanders, after a home loss, going on the road to New England. 3.5-point dogs. I like New England in this matchup. I think New England wins this game after a tough divisional loss themselves, and they cover that 3.5-point spread. Going to going to Houston, not Tennessee. Houston used to be the Tennessee Titans, now the Houston Texans. 3-point favorites against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Listen, you got to be impressed with what C.J. Stroud has done so far this season. I think that he's made himself front runner for Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. I think that he has grown in confidence over the past 7 weeks. I think that his teammates around him have put their trust in him more and more each week. The coaching staff has put their trust in him. I think this might be a bona fide stud, and I think in the next few years, the Texans are going to be contending not only for the AFC South, but potentially making deep playoff runs. I like the Texans overall. However, if you look at who's the better team right now, I know that the Buccaneers just lost to the Buffalo Bills, but it wasn't a blowout. And I think that the extra rest is only going to help Tampa Bay. I think Mike Evans is ready to have a huge game against the Houston Texans. And I think that the Buccaneers will win this one. Buccaneers will get the upset. 3-point underdogs on the road. I understand all that. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers cover a spread, but I would not be surprised. I said this last week. Last week, there were 3 or 4 games with a 3-point spread, and I said at least one is going to tie. And notice I had one tie. That's exactly what happened. Give me this game to land on the number. I'm going to take the Buccaneers to cover the spread, but would not be surprised at all if this game lands directly on the 3-point number. Buccaneers win. Give me the Buccaneers to cover that 3-point spread. If it lands on the number, guys, you got to give me some credit there for calling that one out. Then we go to Cleveland, where the Browns are in an unfamiliar position. They find themselves a favorite by more than one score. The Cleveland Browns have done very well on defense this year. They're kind of like the New York, New Jersey Jets in that way, where their defense has been explosive. Their defense has won them games sometimes, but man, that offense, can you trust it? P.J. Walker is coming in now still. Deshaun Watson, who knows what happened to him? Who cares? But the Browns are looking good. They are looking good now in a stacked AFC North. Are they going to have enough to make a playoff run come December? I can't answer that. But Myles Garrett is playing at a defensive player of the year type level. You got this secondary playing pretty well as well for the Cleveland Browns. And all in all, you have a really good team. The Cardinals, listen, they just got rid of Dobbs. They sent him off to Minnesota, right? Just got rid of Dobbs, sent him to Minnesota. How are the Cardinals going to look with a new quarterback? We've seen it a few times already this season. We've seen it a few times already this season where a new quarterback come into play, plays better than we expect, and sometimes the dog team, the underdog, the team with the new quarterback, pulls off that upset victory. We saw it with the Bears. We saw it with the Browns with P.J. Walker. We saw it with the Titans just last week. We saw a few times already this season. Can it happen again? I don't know. I think Cardinals played well. Listen, the Cardinals have played well, better than what we expected for a majority of the season, even though they only have one win. I think the Cardinals cover the 8-point spread. Not so much because I believe in the Cardinals, but because I don't believe the Browns are ready to cover such big numbers yet. I think the Browns win this game. Their defense pulls them through, but give me the Cardinals to cover an 8-point spread. Going to New Orleans. New Orleans, let's see. Love New Orleans. Gotta love New Orleans, right? I've been to New Orleans one time, and it was a lot of fun. And I hope to go back one more time, at least in my life. It's a lot of fun there. But we're talking some football. We're talking some pigskin. The Bears coming off a loss. I think it was Monday night. Was it Monday night or Sunday night? Sunday night, right? Sunday night? I forget. It was one of those night games no one cared about because who cares, right? If you bet, you care. And that's the only reason why I cared, because I had some money on the game, of course, and I have some money on this one as well. Saints 8.5-point favorites. You can tell me there were 10.5-point favorites. I would take them to win this game. I would take them to cover the spread. I think that the Saints are a much better team in this instance. You have that new quarterback who had a really rough game this past week. The Saints defense who has had time to study film on the quarterback. I think the Saints team is ready to win that NFC South. I think that they have some competition, of course, right there. But the Saints, I think, can still get the job done. Sitting at 4-4, I think they're gonna improve on that this week, as I have them beating the Bears and beating an 8.5-point spread. The last 1 o'clock game, second to last. Sorry, Vikings at Falcons. Sorry, I forgot about that one. No Kirk Cousins. No time for me to care. Falcons 4.5-point favorites. I don't think so. We just talked about the NFC South. I talked about the New Orleans Saints. Ready to take that division over. Listen, the Atlanta Falcons are just not a good team, and people need to start realizing this. And they're definitely not going to use their running back. So even though everyone's like, oh, they have Bijan Robinson, they'll be good. They're going to have a good time. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be fun. When? Why? What are they doing? Why did they spend a top 20 draft pick on Bijan Robinson to just let him stand there and look cool and have fantasy owners and others like myself betting, ready to go, saying, oh, they're going to use him this week. Oh, he's going to hit his yard projection this week. Oh, he's going to do good this week. And then don't use him. They'll use other players. They'll use their tight ends. They'll use their fullbacks. They'll use whoever else can run the ball in Atlanta. They're going to use them. Before they use Bijan Robinson. I think it's a problem. But for that reason, even though they're starting a rookie quarterback, I think the Vikings defense is playing a little bit better. On the road, I told you these rookie quarterbacks got to watch out for them. These young quarterbacks getting their first start, got to look out for them. The Vikings, now will Dobbs start? Who knows? What's the difference, right? The Vikings will pull the upset, get the win, beating that 4.5-point spread. Now let's get to the last 1 o'clock game. This game I'm excited for. If you're a football fan, these are the type of games you are excited for. Now, if you're a fan of a certain team, you might not like the teams in this contest. In fact, I don't like either team in this contest. Not a Pete Carroll fan. Not a huge Baltimore Ravens fan. You see it right above me right here. That's the most intriguing 1 o'clock matchup for me. It's the Seattle Seahawks on the road, traveling to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, and this number surprised me. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But the Ravens are 6-point favorites. That's a big number for these two teams. Two teams of really good caliber. And I think that it's going to be a really good matchup. I think that Lamar Jackson is playing close to that MVP level, right? He's up there. His name should be thrown into that hat, if you ask me, as far as potential MVP candidates. You look at the other team, the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith playing well, has had some stumbling blocks along the way. Let's not lie about it, right? But still overall playing really well. And if when Seattle made the trade to get Geno Smith, they would have known how well he would have played, I'm sure they would have happily taken it. And they are. They took it last year to the playoffs, and right now they find themselves leading the NFC West. I like this team playing very well, the Seahawks, but I think the Baltimore Ravens at home get the win. Like I said, Lamar Jackson playing on a high level right now. You got J.K. Dobbins playing well, Mark Andrews playing well. This defense can still get the job done. Give me the Ravens to win this game. Give me the Seahawks to cover. Like I said, I think 6 is a really high number there. Give me the Seahawks to cover a 6-point spread. Then we got the afternoon evening games, right? The 4:05, 4:25 matchups. 4:05, nothing of interest, right? You got one 4:05 game going. It's the Colts at the Panthers. The Colts come into this matchup 2.5-point favorites. Now, listen, if you're the Panthers, congratulations, got your first win last week. Will that be a stepping stone for you to move on, right? For you to move forward? Because getting that first win after a few weeks of losing, it feels like you're finally getting that monkey off your back, right? Finally get that monkey off your back, and now you can just start playing football. Is that what's going to happen here? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to try for 2 in a row against a not that great Indianapolis Colts team? Not that great Indianapolis Colts team. Colts coming on the road to Carolina. What is going to happen? Personally, I like the Colts. I don't think that the Panthers are there yet. And again, the first one of the season, congratulations. But it takes a little time. Obviously, you don't have the talent to barely win one game, let alone I can't believe you winning 2 in a row. Give me the Colts to win this game. Give me the Colts to cover that 2.5-point spread. Got 2 4-25 games, one of great interest. Again, if you're an NFL fan and you just love watching good football, you'll really want to watch. I'm guessing the game of the week according to Fox. It's going to be on Fox, I'm sure. Have their number one broadcast team on it. But let's talk about the game first. As the New York, New Jersey Giants travel to Las Vegas to get some gambling done of their own. I mean, to play some football, of course, because we don't gamble in the NFL. That's preposterous, insane. Who would do such a thing, right? But yeah, they go into Las Vegas to play the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders come into this matchup 2-point favorites. Brian Daboll and the New York Giants struggle. It's a struggle. The struggle's real. No Tyrod Taylor. I don't even think they're going to have Jones in there either. I don't think either one of them are going to play. So that means they're relying on their backups backup. Who's that? I don't know. Do you know who that is? They wouldn't let him throw the ball last week, so you didn't get his name against the Jets in that overtime thriller that involved 25 punts. 25 punts! Man. Doesn't matter. Giants coming into this game. Obviously, the offense is struggling. Raiders coming into this game as a team. They're struggling. Just fired the head coach. I think that's going to rejuvenate this team. I think, listen, when a head coach gets fired, when a general manager decides to clean house, it can do one of two things. It can either just destroy a team's morale, and they'll just close out the rest of the season saying, forget about it, right? We don't need this. I'm tired. I'm going to be gone at the end of the year. Who cares? Or it can rejuvenate a team. and say, all right, we're going to play around this. We're going to rally around this assistant head coach or this offensive coordinator or this defense or whoever it is, whoever's stepping tall and making themselves the interim head coach. And listen, as interim head coach, you're throwing everything. You're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at the teams you play because you're looking for a job now, right? You're looking for a job, whether it be as a head coach or somewhere else as a coordinator once they hire a new head coach. So I like the Raiders in this matchup to win. I like the Raiders to cover that 2-point spread at home. But the big one, the Sunday 425, again, game of the week, according to Fox, I'm sure, and they're going to show this one, and I'm sure it's going to be well advertised beforehand. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, a good team, a team that's right behind the team they're playing in the division, team they're playing this week in their first of two matchups, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles sitting on top of the NFC standings right now with the best record, having a tough go of it against the Commanders, but coming away with that all-important W. Now they come back home to play another division rival in the Dallas Cowboys. You look at these two teams very well. They match up against each other very well. A.J. Brown just going off. He's putting up Megatron-type numbers over the last 6-7 weeks. Is it sustainable? I don't think so. I think he's having a great stretch. I hope that you all have him on your fantasy teams and that he is doing well for you. However, I think this is the game where that comes to an end. The Dallas Cowboys defense slows him down a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean I think Dallas is winning the game. But if I was a betting man, no, wait a second, I am. That's the only reason why I have this video coming out. If I was a betting man, I would take the under in this matchup. I think that these two teams always play each other tough. It's going to be a close one. And that's why, as the Eagles have a 3-point spread, I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to cover that spread. But give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me Jalen Hurts. Give me the Eagles to win this matchup and kind of take claim of the division. Now, listen, if the NFL has their way, I think they'd have Dallas win this game. Because it keeps that division close. If the Eagles win this game, it's a close race, but at the same time, you know who the dominant team is in that division. So I think the Cowboys have a good chance to win this game. I think that they cover that 3-point spread, but this Philadelphia Eagles offense is clicking on all cylinders, and I think they do just enough to get the job done at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Then we move on to Sunday Night Football. Waiting all day for Sunday night. The Buffalo Bills go into Cincinnati. You ready to play Cincinnati Bengals? I'm sure it's going to be an emotional start to this game. Yada, yada. DeMar Hamlin. We all know. We've all heard it. A lot of you might have been here on January 2nd of 2023 when it happened, watching my live stream during the Monday Night Football game against the same Bengals team, and just how hard that was to get through. It was really hard to get through, but we all know what happened. And obviously, really happy with the end result. Hamlin back on the 53-man roster. Unfortunately, he's been inactive most of the season, but let them have their moment. Let them do their thing. Let them celebrate the people who saved their life on that day. Let them celebrate the people who need to be celebrated on that day. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we got a football game. The Buffalo Bills going to Cincinnati, playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow and those guys looking really good recently, right? Looking really good recently. But I believe most, if not all, their wins have come in the NFC, especially against the NFC West, I believe, right? Beat the Niners last week. Beat the Cardinals earlier this season. Yeah, I think all their wins have come against the NFC West. What does that mean for this matchup? Well, it means that it's desperation for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are currently 0-3 against the AFC. They know. It's no secret. It's no secret. It's on the standing sheet. They know what they are. They know what they are, and they know that they need this victory at home against the Buffalo Bills. Coming in as 2-point favorites right now. I think that Joe Burrow has his guys ready to go. Now, this Buffalo Bills team, listen, I know they won, even though the score last Thursday wasn't a convincing score, they won pretty convincingly to a point where, other than the last play of the game, I was never in doubt of the Buffalo Bills winning that matchup. They controlled time possession. You know, they won the ground and pound game. They won the turnover battle. I think that the final score of that game really made it look closer than I thought it was, but that's kind of the problem. That's kind of the problem Buffalo's are going to face in this game. They won't be able to sell field goals. They have to get the ball in the end zone. They have to be ready to score at the same clip as the Cincinnati Bengals. I think to a point they are able to do that. I think Josh Allen at some point remembers who he is. Remember who you are. Remembers who he is, and is able to ball out a little bit and go point for point with Joe Burrow up until the end. Up until the end, listen, we all know I'm a Bills fan. I'll be doing this game. I'll be cheering the Bills on hard. But give me the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals to win this game. Cincinnati Bengals cover the spread. And for Bills Mafia to completely lose their minds shortly thereafter. Brandon Beane will deserve to be fired. Coach McDermott will deserve to be fired. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey will deserve to be fired. Buffalo Bill will deserve to be fired. Billy the Buffalo will deserve to be fired. I don't even know his name because he's not important because he's going to be fired because it's his fault we lost. I think the Bengals are going to win this game. Joe Mixon, I think, is going to have a pretty good game against this banged-up Buffalo Bills defense. I think the fact that we've had Oliver is great, and I think the fact that we trade for corner is awesome, but I don't seem to have much of an impact in this contest, and we know how weak our cornerbacks are against a deadly 1-2 punch they have in Cincinnati. I think that the Bengals win this game. I think the Bengals cover the spread. Look back to last year's playoff game. Look back to the game where Damar Hamlin did go down. The Bengals were controlling that game. The Bengals took an early lead against us in the playoffs and never looked back. And I think it could be something similar in this one. I'm not sure, but I do see the Bengals win the matchup. But join me right here on Hashtag Sports. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope that we come away with a surprise victory. But I just don't see it happen on Sunday night. Then we go to the Monday Night Football game. Now I'm depressed because I'm thinking about the Bengals winning, of course, and that makes me sad. Womp womp. But I think that the Chargers are finally finding their groove. Of course, you look at the Jets, a 3-game winning streak. I think this is a very fun Monday Night Football matchup. For as much as I hated the primetime matchups last week, except for our Bills, of course, I'm loving the primetime matchups this week. I think the Titans-Steelers is going to be a good game. Maybe not two good teams. Steelers sit at 4-3. They're going to be in playoff mix. They're going to be in the playoff mix come playoff time, Is Tomlin going to be able to keep his head above water when it comes to that 500 or better record that he loves? At least that everyone talks about. Bills-Bengals is going to be a good game. Yeah, you have an AFC divisional round game from playoffs last year as your Sunday Night Football game. Good on you. And then the Chargers-Jets, again, both teams beginning to find their stride a little bit. The Chargers winning last week on Monday Night Football, one of the primetime games. The Jets winning, I think, their third in a row when they went up against the Giants last week. So both these teams playing all right football. I want to see Justin Herbert go up against that defense. The Chargers win this one, but the Jets cover a 3.5-point spread at home. So let's run this down real quick. Let's see how good we're going to do this week. What do you think my final record is going to be this week? Let me know in the comment section. I have the Steelers winning on Thursday night, and then we'll go down the list. Chiefs, Packers, Patriots, Buccaneers, Browns, Saints, Ravens, Vikings, Colts, Raiders, Eagles, Bengals, Chargers, all winning the matchups. Against the spread, I have the Steelers, Chiefs, Rams, Patriots, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Saints, Seahawks, Vikings, Colts, Raiders, Cowboys, Bengals, and Jets covering some spreads. Again, don't forget to join me here. My name's not Paul, it's Joe, but I just noticed that. Damn time to change it. Things happen. Join Joe, myself, and Hashtag Nation on Sunday night as we give you the game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. I hope to see you all there. And I hope that we're ready to have fun again. I hope that we get the upset win. I don't see it happening, but stranger things have happened in the NFL. I'll talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.